Okay, welcome back, and I'll be making Path of Exile Part 2. But first, oh, not the wrong thing. I got a comment that, well, I know the sound quality is very bad in this video, but sorry, I don't think I'll be remaking it. Let's jump in. Grinding Gear Games. Happy New Year. I got this patch and I'll continue with my landing castle. Okay, and the best thing to do is to be a wisecrack. I completed Act 1 normal. I mean not Act 1, Act 4 normal. The best thing to do is to be wise when things are over. So for my passives, I click the shortcut P. Oh, I actually have 107 strength. Let's see. You can click C to open your character menu. You can click I to open your inventory. You can also click space to close everything open. You can click U to open the quests. You can click S to open this panel, which is this notice board, I guess. Yeah. Event notice board. Right. So for my passives, I went through here. I think I'm gonna scratch this character and go through the same route, only through here. And I'm also considering going through here, but I'm not really sure how this iron reflexes work truly. I'm specking towards blood magic here because at this point I'm really starting to feel the limitations. I spec'd into here, into here. So I grabbed the life from here, I grabbed a bit of evasion. Now I'm thinking about grabbing this life, maybe this thing, maybe these things, somehow combine them in the build. Now I was trying to go, thinking about these things as well. Mana leech, because at this point you can really start to feel. And I regret going into these points because I didn't realize that for now I get strength here, but it's very little. I got intelligence from this node, so maybe it's more useful than going these nodes. I'm not really an efficient planner. You got 20 strength and intelligence here, so you can always just respec out of them. Just click the button and go backwards. Yeah, so not sure how the iron reflexes work, or maybe I shouldn't even be focusing on them. Just go for this one instead, since I have a lot of strength nodes now. And here are some nice life nodes on the way. Here I don't know how powerful it would be, I'm thinking about experimenting with them. You can grab some life from here, going along. Maybe even spec into here, these 3 points. Where else? Oh, obviously, I don't know. Either go through here for a shortcut, or go through here for a longer spending, or go through here and then just go in the skill tree through here, otherwise ignoring these things. Yeah, so let's go to a zone to demonstrate how let's see. My setup that I currently use is I use clarity, purity of ice. Oh no, actually no. and Arctic armor. Purity of ice, you know, that leaves me with not much mana to work with. And I've got 390 damage per second. Oh man. Let's see. I'm using the... Oh crap. I'm using the lightning arrow and Cosactic arrow. So let's see, I got the lightning arrow, added cold damage, lesser multiple projectiles. And I also picked up this helmet. It only had this one socket, and I used only one jeweler's orb, and I really got lucky because, you know, now I have 3 sockets on this thing. So yeah, I got the armor and evasion gear on. So let's see, I got the, you know, I was lucky. This support gem dropped, cast on when I'm critically hit. Polarity, you know, molten shell. That's just, you know, side note. So let's see, I got the caustic arrow next. See, I got the quality 15. That was quite a drop, so I switched to that. Now I'm leveling that up. Oh, let's see. I got... Actually, I'm gonna take everything off, all the modifiers. Actually, I bought this. Somebody was, you know, advertising it in a trade chat, and I just bought it for 1 chaos. I think it's nice. I was going for the +4 to life when hit. So without the modifiers, I have 94, 44, 202. Ooh, no. Yeah, and let's see. So next requirement is 32. I'm looking here, 32 and 75 dexterity, so I got enough of that. I'm not gonna level these up because this will go to 52 intelligence, 49 strength. Actually, I could afford this thing, life gain on hit. So I got Cosactic arrow, life gain on hit, and weapon elemental damage. Support gems. And it's really, you know, for example, let's go to the town, Act 3. I can show you the vendor recipe. You know, if you go to purchase items, you can see that you can buy a jeweler's orb that will reform the number of sockets. You can buy it for 2 alterations. You can buy alteration for 4 augmentation orbs, and augmentation orbs costs 4 transformation orbs. So basically, when you sell, you know, that's why I keep the rare items here. You know, I just go mass identify them. You know, I just dump them for speed. So I go mass identify them, and when you sell them, I don't need this gear, so might as well. So when you sell rare items, it's more than likely to get these alteration shards or even alchemy shards. And I got my collection right here. So you get a lot of these and these, you know. So just spend the money to buy jeweler's orb or fusing orbs from the vendors, because, you know, at this stage you really, you know, you can't afford to mess around with the gear. Also, I added my 38 to life from a hideout, and I'm gonna show you that later. So this reforges the links between the items, the sockets on the item. I've had a less luck with this, but more luck with this thing. And this thing costs really, a lot if you want to grind for it. So don't be confused about, or just desperate for just, sticking with some with some low level gear like this. Like this requires level 4 rustic sash. I'm at level 43 and I'm using that low level item, but oh well. What you would do at this stage is you go, for example, alchemy orb, and you transform this thing into a rare, or use one of these orbs on it, or purge the item of everything. You can purge. You can't purge of obviously a unique. I'm not wearing any. Oh yeah, I'm wearing this unique. I think you can't purge a unique, but then again, maybe you can. I haven't tried and I don't really want to. What else? So right, if you go to a waypoint, and you can, if you have a hideout, I can go to my hideout here, but the way I did that is, while traveling you meet these hunters. It's on the newest patch, and my guy was standing here. What this guy want? Oh, yeah, something like that. And then you talk to him and you create a hideout, and when you go to it, this guy is right here. I got him from create hideout, and the way I got my 38 life, I went into here and I purchased this first upgrade for 5 alteration shards. It was really cheap, and you really need life on your items, because I'm really starting to feel, even wearing state of the art, 150 gear, 102, this thing gives a bonuses. Not sure about my setup. It's oriented for damage, but I'm transitioning into survivability, like for example 117 armor. I'm not sure how it works out with I need to upgrade my gloves. I have my gloves here, my new gloves, so to speak, somewhere here. Yeah, 57, because of iron reflexes that I use. These are just backup items I collected. This is the last helmet I exchanged. So yeah, I've hit my limit with this character. It's very hard to progress because, the rate at which I need to pop new, or just, my, let's see, clarity, arctic armor. Yeah, even the, regular mobs chip away my health pretty badly. And if I go to the chat and I type in /deaths, I have died 26 times, but it feels like I died more, because the way I'm just past Brutus right now. And the way you assign these is just click this button and it's, and it displays the prompt of your skills that you can choose and assign them. So I'm not really satisfied with the damage output. My mana goes fast, my health fast too. I'm thinking about, getting, well, obviously life gain on hit is very useful at this point, at least for me. I'm still collecting, no, it wasn't a superior item. I'm still collecting. Actually, these gloves are better C68 than the ones I have in my inventory 53. That will give me more protection, but it's not like astronomically much. Yeah, so my survivability has hit a choke point for now. I need to somehow reorganize my passives. I'm not happy about my mana consumption as well. I'm thinking about transitioning away from mana into blood magic, but it's just too far away. You need to reach that point. You need to I'll invest into some other side nodes. Well, for example, some side nodes, so to speak, before, or spec out of them. For example, I'm thinking about grabbing, where was it? This thing. You know, it goes plus 12 to all elemental resistances, so you know, just going along, instead of reflexes, maybe I spec into this thing first before reaching blood magic. That will, you know, let me use health instead of mana pool. So investing into these upgrades, you know, mana leech is not really efficient. Although health leech, I haven't tried it. You know how effective it would be. I'd like to spec out of this thing, you know, because this thing gives me strength and intelligence. This thing gives me strength. Although I don't need so much strength, I'm interested more in, I guess. No, but to wear the armor before you reach these strength nodes. You know, how else you're gonna protect yourself? You need either this thing, or you need a good item that gives you plus 20 strength, like I did on my amulet, talisman. So yeah, that's my experience with Path of Exile. You know, now I have access from level 42 to hallowed flasks, but before that, you know, I just went, you know, when I discovered that they added a new act, you know, and I was powering through Calm's Dream, and it was really bad there. My health dropped extremely low, and I just, you know, in Stronghold I created a party, and then I just rushed through all the other quests. You know, I just died. I hit the respawn at checkpoint button. Sorry for the spoilers if you didn't want the map to be spoiled. Yeah, so I just died. I respawned. I just died. I respawned. I was like, come on, game. And it's really good that they added that respawn at the checkpoint button. It makes the gameplay a lot faster. Yeah, but so basically in the party I noticed that all the other guys are, as usual, dealing out a lot of damage, and they're surviving better than me and everything, blah blah blah. Right? So there's a lot for me to learn about this game still. Or simply get a gear or something, I don't know. Or be lucky with the skill gem drops. You know, just go in, farm things up. And it really makes a lot of difference between the sacred what's it called, flasks that I used before. They were, you know, they felt really weak. I would, you know, pop a potion and it would drain me completely, restoring only, you know, my health only once, and then I needed to pop another potion to keep me going, because, you know, even the normal mobs are very gangy. Oh man. Also enjoy this gameplay, you know, and be smarter with your character. Really loving the hallowed flasks right now, but still the rate at which I need to pop them is so frequent. Actually, on this character, oh, since I'm gonna reuse these, you know, the way you pick them up is just right click them and they come right out. Huh? No, cast it. Right, so since I'm gonna reuse these, I'm not gonna level them up, because leveling them up increases the requirements and the new character starts out with nothing. Mana is gone. Yeah, I'm really liking the yeah, so right now my strategy is to gather any and all rare items, just identify them and sell them to get the ingredients for the orbs, and then just save things up for jeweler's orb and, you know, improve your gear, because at this point you really start, you know, could really do with the 4-link green thing, you know, or just 5-link would be the best, I guess, because let's see, because I would, you know, put Kozaktic arrow, or maybe if I had, you know, this as a red link, I would put life gain on it. The damage helps out considerably, because, for example, now I have 554, and if I remove this elemental damage, it drops to 481. Oh, well, actually not that much, I guess. But for this thing, added cold damage, 432. I think it dropped considerably. 348. Yeah, that's a big drop. So added cold damage helps me a lot. But this bow is really good. You know, I buffed it up to quality 20. My hard-earned whetstones, you know, I spent them. Oh, actually this will give chromatic orb. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I thought, thanks for watching. There's really no before. Oh, actually I'll go over the hideout again, I guess, or not. Well, you just complete the trader missions. Somebody suggested, I guess Ziggy D suggested, going to the tidal island. Just, you know, go into it again, control click the entrance and just run around. It's a really simple map, and he says that a lot of the dudes can be encountered there. So when, you know, when I select it from waypoint, I can travel to my hideout. And the things I learned, for example, people will say, you know, when you trade with them, people will say something like, come to my hole, or home, you know. That's how I got this ring, from trading a chaos orb. uh, yeah, so just, you know, when you have the chat open, you can right click somebody and either whisper to this player or invite the party, and when they're in your party, you can, you know, click your party and it will be, you know, your current party, and then you right click that guy from here, or from here, maybe it works from here as well, and you select go to hideout. There will be a new button there, so, you know, if they invite you to do business like that, then okay. You can create a hideout when you're with somebody on well, when you reach level 3, you know, experience with them. So just keep doing missions for them, and I think you'll need to be, where is it? You'll need to be in cruel, or, you know, or be very patient, because on normal, you know, completing missions for the masters gives you very little XP. And also, you know, for example, you see how people link these items in the chat. You can do that yourself by closing the chat, because it intercepts your... Oh, I got a 1 next to my... Intercepts your key inputs. So basically open your inventory, open the chat, and now hold Control Alt and just click on your items, and it will just, you know, link these items so people can, you know, see a description of what you're selling. Or, you know, WTS stands for want to sell, WTB is want to buy. So just, you know, right click this person, whisper, you know, it goes to the private message chat, and you just, you know, type your stuff in as usual. Party chat is this, a %sign. You can also go from here, I guess. Hashtag is global chat. Trade chat is $sign. Guild. Oh man. Right. So if my Rustic Sash was level something higher, like level 42 or something, Ziggy D recommends keeping your gear next to your level. Like, for example, if I'm level 43, then my lowest gear should be level 33. Now, for example, when you take out all the skill gems, it shows you the base items of this one is level 43, so it's very, very good for me. Because if I enchant it in any way, it will give stronger bonuses. Although I don't really recommend experimenting with item crafting at this stage, because you're not really that rich, and it really, you know, if you want to go all out, it requires a lot of patience and grinding and tralja-valja. Let's see what else. Yeah, so wearing the best gear doesn't always mean you're gonna survive, you know, because the enemies hit hard, and you need to be inventive about keeping yourself alive. The best thing to do is oh man. Wow. So if I switch to this bow and I use an alchemy shard on it, I don't know. has nice links, but actually, what level is it? 41. I could try it. Maybe I get something decent out of it. But I'm really focused on damage instead of survivability for now. But I would go through all my items and enchant them with strength, because it's not that what am I saying, with health, because all these passive nodes, you know, give you a percentage to maximum life, and it's far better than armor on the gear. Well, I mean, armor is good as well, but you know, at least Ziggy D says that health grants you more. I kind of agree with him, because you know, if you pop a flask, it has more health points to work with. But you know, if health points decrease like this, as fast as mine do, even with all the gear and everything, I don't know. And actually, how much do I have? Ah, right, see, I got a very low resistances. I don't have frenzy skill gem, so I don't have that. So happy playing, you know, Path of Exile. Thanks for watching.